Alright, let's hope this is working. And there was some echo on it. So let's see how this goes. I think we are now live. Let's see. First I'm going to test something out because this is the first time I'm going to use this, and I have no idea if my sound is working, if my audio is working, but I think my audio is working, and I'm also checking on the latency to see if everything is working pretty fine. But I think it's working, so I'm happy about that. I'm gonna test out some different scenes just real quick. Like this is going to show my face really big. It's like if I want to be right in your face. And this is when we are going to talk about stuff or whatever we'll see. So yes, I think everything is working. Let me check if everything posted where it should be. And hi Bart, how are you doing this evening? Thank you for joining in. It's gonna be a different one than usually. We're gonna talk about some different stuff, and oh damn, that low latency is working pretty good. Hi boy, thank you for joining me in this first live thingy. And I see that oh damn, even my Discord or my Streamlabs is slower than YouTube, so I'm gonna keep that here. Gonna drop down the settings for me. There we go. Fancy new banner. Thank you, boy. It's the banner that I use on my YouTube channel. But yes. Okay. Let me put the other one on. Hold on. Gonna close this down a little bit. You cannot see what I'm doing. I'm adjusting my Streamlabs. I need more screens. So first I'm gonna put me in the big screen. Here we go. So I think we are Gucci to go live and start talking about the topic of today. The first thing that I want to tell you or explain you thank you, Bart. Nope. Boy, the comments are not working. Also, if you want to join the conversation, you can also join in on my Discord. I'm gonna try that. We'll see how it goes because I have no idea how hectic it will be in the Discord. But for now, I'm all alone. Why? No shit. Okay. Lisa said something and it's not showing up yet. But if you're just gonna look at and listen to what I'm going to say, that's also fine. You know I like to talk a lot. Okay, so the topic of today is maybe can I show you the banner or whatever. I'm gonna do something fancy. Gonna change it to this. Woo! Some fancy transmissions, and then I'm going to open up this one. Yes. And I'm gonna take my tablet, and then I'm gonna take my pencil. And the topic of today is, oops, I put out a pointy. Oh, I'm doing bad things. Okay. Why? White. Okay, I'm drawing in white. Sorry about that. Types of Airsoft. That's the topic of today. Let's see. Because I don't need this screen. I don't need Discord. I need to see if somebody's typing in the chats. And apparently not yet. Okay, the reason why I wanted to do this voice thing is because I got a lot of questions from people about the video that I made. If you didn't see the video, it's linked in the description somewhere, I think, or well, it's the same banner. I will go over the things that I talked about in the video. Why? Because apparently there was some questions about it on what I meant with different types of airsoft, because people asked me they told me that there are more than just the types that I talked about. So instead of typing everything out, I decided to do a live stream about it, and I invited all the people that wanted to talk to me about that stuff to this live stream. So I will see if people join up or not. And if they're not, I'm just going to talk, and hopefully I got some reactions in the chat so we can have a conversation going about different types of airsoft. And yep, that's and if I just rattle on, I will try to keep that to the minimum. So what was I going to say? So I split it up in a few different questions. Maybe I'm gonna go over that first. That is not showing up. Of course it's not. I need to hold on. Display this. Hi Hari. Welcome to the live stream. As I said before, if you want, you can just hop in to the Discord channel and we can have a talking conversation, or otherwise you can type your questions in the chat. It's the same for me. Sometimes it's easier just to talk to people, otherwise they have to keep chatting and putting all the questions in the chat, and sometimes it's easier just to have a 5-minute chat about stuff instead of just typing everything out. And I was doing something. I need to close this now. Nope, that's the fancy banner. Background. There you go. So I split up this thing in a few different sections. And the first thing is why do I do this thing? And it's like I said, talking about my videos, and I don't want to make it awesome. I'm really happy you're here, Hari. It's always fun to have you here. I don't want to make it a podcast. I don't know why, because podcasts are usually just two people talking to each other, and I want to keep it. I want to make it a little bit bigger than this, because there will be maybe people in the viewers that wants to get into the conversation, and now they just can get into the conversation and start talking to each other. That might be a little bit easier than typing everything down. So that's why the interaction on Discord is important. People can just interact on Discord. I sent the link. The link is on the description of this video, so if you want to join in, just click on that link. The second thing is we're going to talk about the different types there are and why I chose those different types. And the third thing is, what do you like as a player, as a style or a type, or do you like them all? And why do we need boxes, or do we need boxes? And can we check? Okay, Delta was here. Can we check different boxes? The next thing is we're gonna talk about different types of events and also an open event. In my opinion, what's an open event? I'm gonna show you a graphic, or I'm gonna draw a graphic together with you guys and explain how I came up with that graphic. And then the next thing is Airsoft United is also working with those different types to categorize stuff on the website so you can find it more easily, or if you're a Milsim player and you want to hop over to something else, you can do that easily. The next thing that I want to talk about is the gear you need to play different types, and is there gear that you can use for all types? And then the last thing is the rifles you need for different types, and what is a good starter rifle, and is there a type of rifle for something specific, or is there a rifle good for everything? So those are the topics that we are going to talk about today. Now I'm going back to the fancy background. So for the new people that are joining in, I just went over the agenda for today. And we're going to start off with the different types. Okay, I'm going to move my browser a little bit away. I'm going to close down the fancy background. Hold on, where's the fancy background? There it is. I'm going to open up the Photoshop thing. There it is. Okay. Different types. I just have to keep notice that where my camera is pointing, so I don't draw where the camera is pointing. So I'm going to do this the fancy way. Gonna draw a box where I'm not allowed to draw on. Whoops. Dear. Okay. Hey Tor. Tor. Right? Saying it correctly, right? Nice to see you this evening. Oh ho 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 ho. That's wrong. Need to be white. Yep. Right, so we're going to talk about the types of airsoft. And if you saw the video, and if you didn't saw the video, a lot of it will be a little bit of recap of the video. But if you already saw the video, this is nothing new for you. So in my opinion, there are 3 different types of airsoft. Control delete. What does control delete do? Does it delete every line on the thing? Wait, I'm not going to try it, otherwise I will lose my No, I want to keep my fancy border, boy. See that? If otherwise I will lose this, and I won't lose that. So I know where I'm not allowed to draw. So as I was saying, everything that is in your I'm gonna make a new layer. Ha! Thank you, boy. New layer. There you go. New layer. I lost my klutz. All right. There are 3 types of airsoft, in my opinion. The first one is Milsim. Milsim. The second one is Speedsoft. And the third one is target shooting. Shoot, damn. Why is that so low? Okay, I made it. And why did I make those 3 different categories? Because it's really hard to categorize airsoft all over the world. There are so many different things that you can do in airsoft, and it's really hard to explain people what you are organizing or what type of event that you want to do. There are, I don't know, 100 different types. Every country has different names for it, but sometimes it's the same thing. So instead of making it too hard, 3 categories. And Milsim, wait, I'm going to check my list because I like to ramble a lot, and then sometimes I go off track, and I already discussed points that are on the next step. So different types. All right, different types and subtypes. Okay, that's the thing that I want to talk about. So Milsim, what is Milsim? Milsim is, in my opinion, I'm going to say it again, this is my opinion. Maybe people agree with me, maybe people will not agree with me. And if you don't agree with me, let me know in the comments or on Discord or in the chat what your opinion is. For me, Milsim is military simulation, and anything where you dress up to play in a military simulation with a 1-to-1 scale replica, you're doing Milsim. And in Milsim, you have a lot of different categories. Milsim is the top thing. And then you got all the subcategories below that. And in Milsim, you have, let me know if you know some categories that are different in your country. For me, Milsim is, you have TACSIM. That's tactical simulation. Ooh, okay, I'm gonna, hold on. Otherwise it will be ugly. I don't like to be sim. That's tactical simulation. That's basically in Belgium, that's the low version of, there is some tactics that are used. Sometimes there is a command and a base camp and HQ. It's an entry level of the more hardcore Milsim things. And then, hi Chris, how you doing? Another thing, for example, is Polsim. That's police simulation, where they do hostage situations, where they do bomb stuff. But that's all, you're using military or police clothing with a 1-to-1 scale replica. I'm doing fine, Chris. I'm trying something out. And thank you Chris for joining in. And if you have a question or opinion, or you want to join in, just join the Discord or put your question in the chat. Another thing that you have that I didn't know of is what was it again? Mil-X. That was the word, Mil-X. And that's something that I learned from Portugal, and that's military exercise or experience, military experience or exercise. I can't remember. And that's really hardcore. They go to a military base. You are put in a military simulation. You have to do big games or events. It's also in the category Milsim. You are your camouflage and whatever. Another thing is the bigger games. I don't have a real word for it. I just call them big games because, oh my god, I'm sucking in this. Big games. Okay. Hi, John. Thank you for welcome. Big games are the games like Verage, Bellum, where you have a mix of different levels of Milsim, where you can have the special forces that are the more hardcore Milsim. They stay in the field, they need bigger gear. Then you got the Toxin player that is just going to be there to shoot more people, and there is a different range of Milsim types in a bigger game. I don't have a right term for it. If you have a suggestion, just leave it in the comments or in the chat. It's a big game where a lot of things are coming together, but there is a structure. What else do you have that is under Milsim? Like I learned some new like raid, and there are some game types you can play. Maybe I have to check my video. Maybe I had to do that before. Like, yeah, that would be the smart move. Like, have the video open on the different types. That would be, yeah. Preparation is everything, guys. I'm not the most. Okay, I got it. Oh, I almost got it. Everything. Okay, the last thing that also fit in this category is the historical games. Historical. And what I mean with historical games is that like World War II games, Vietnam games, Napoleon games, World War I games, where you play a scenario or a time period in the right gear or a right scenario for that type. It's not modern gear, but it's still military gear that you use. It doesn't matter if your gear is old or new or in the future even. It's a military simulation game that you play. And then the last thing is something that they do in the UK or other countries, but I know they do it in the UK, and that's film sim. And that's, for example, playing the story of Black Hawk Down or another movie or a real story that happened. So that is what I understand on Milsim. Again, if you go out there and you use military gear and a military replica, you're playing Milsim. And then I got a question. Maybe some of you have the same question. What about the fantasy games? Where does they fit in? Like, I want to play whatever, Aliens, for example. Does it fit under Milsim? Well, for me, that fits in there because that is some kind of film sim. That's some kind of military in the future where they use military equipment in a movie, but it's still military equipment. So for me, that fits in the Milsim category. Milsim is so big, and it's really difficult to how do you say the word? English words. Come on, English words. It's really difficult to put the term Milsim on a game, on one specific type of game. I've heard the thing a lot, like, you're not Milsim enough to play this game. This game is not Milsim enough. But what is Milsim? I think the important distinction between Milsim and Speedsoft is the organization. I don't agree with that. Depends on what you mean with that. Because you can organize a Milsim in some way. Like, the games can be, you play for an objective, you play whatever. It's not the style you play in because, for example, if you play Black Hawk Down, if you play the enemy, you rush on the people. You just rush in. Command instruction, mission goals, strategy. I'm gonna talk to you. We're gonna go to Speedsoft, and then I'm gonna answer your question, John. Because a lot of those things you tell me come back in Speedsoft. And then it's getting hard and difficult because there is and I'm gonna talk about that in point. Let me check my point 4, the different types of events. And the different types of events, you can see a lot of similarities in Milsim and Speedsoft that they use and that they cross over from different strategies, but also target shooting. I'm gonna come to that in a little bit. I'm going to try not to drag this on too long. So if I'm going on too long, just let me know. Now Speedsoft, I don't know that many things in Speedsoft because it's not where I go to play yet because I want to try it. But you have a few different categories there. You got Speed QB. I think that, yeah. And then you got Speedball. Oh my god, that's getting better. It's worse. Speedball. Speedball is where you play up with the blow up cushions, and that's usually I learned that from friends. They call it Speedball there. But hold on, Speedball, and then you have European Speed League. That's something they play in my area. They erected. Is that the right word that I can use here? Erected. A league where they play different games, and you have different other things. But I gave them. Hold on, I'm gonna open up a different tab. Where is it? Where is it? Give me a second. Speed, because I already made it a little bit. Speedsoft. I gave it a description. No, I did not. Apparently, I did not. Milsim. Because I'm in the wrong. From a ludology perspective, simulation is the copy of activities from an end like real life for various purposes. It can be for the purpose of training, analysis, prediction, or so maybe Milsim. That's a good point, Hari. I'm gonna write that down. Because it's not always military, but that's true. It's simulation. That's a good thought. I'm gonna put that here. Like I'm gonna even use a different color for that. I'm gonna put it in red. I'm gonna do it like this. Okay, you know what I mean. But then you get I like the thought about that it's a simulation in a lot of things. I always put the mil in there because milsim is a term that people know and use, but in my opinion they misuse it a lot of times. And then the military simulation is a subcategory of simulation, and then you have different forms of milsim too. Now, in Speedsoft, I didn't. Okay, give me a second. I want to find that because I gave a description to those terms, but I need to open up a new tab in my other window, and then because I know it's somewhere in my. I made a description about different types on Airsoft United. I just need to find it. Just give me 15 seconds. I think Lisa can sing a song or something. Types, structures, no. Taxonomy. Is it taxonomy? Yes, Airsoft types. Edit vocabulary, nope. List terms. I'm getting there. Got milsim, Speedsoft, and target shooting. I'm opening them up right now, and I did not put a description in there. Okay, stupid me. I thought I did. For Speedsoft, I said that it's usually in a smaller area where smaller teams compete against each other for an objective. And now we're gonna go to what John said. There is a command structure, there are mission goals, and there is a strategy. If you say that milsim has a command structure, mission goals and strategy. Speedsoft has also a command structure, mission goals and strategy. In a different way, but they do have a coach that tells them what tactics they are going to use. And that's basically what a squad leader does. It gives commands to ain't gonna happen what? Okay. It's not going to happen. She says not going to happen. What was the other thing that I was doing? I lost it again. Mission goals. The singing. Ah, okay. Yeah, maybe it's best that it's not going to happen. Speedsoft has mission goals. You have to do objectives. Well, they're usually, most of the time, they are the same objectives. You have to eliminate the other players. You have to get the flag, and you have to do some other things. I don't know all the rules of it, but there is a mission that you have to complete. It's not shooting at each other. It's really a mission that they have to do to win the game. And the last part is strategy. And all the Speedsoft teams that I know use a lot of strategy in their game. It's different strategy than, well, not always. They also have support gunners in the back, supporting the runners or the flanking people, and a lot of the tactics that they use during Speedsoft, we are using, well, I say we because I play outside and I love to do Milsim games, the simulation games. Thank you, Hari. I'm gonna go over that one more time, like Netherlands. I want to say something about that. Where was I going? I lost my point. Oh yeah, they also have support gunners, so they're using same tactics as we use during outdoor games or CQB games. So it's not that different. They just play it in a different environment. They play it with different rifles, and that's a big difference between Speedsoft and the simulation. And that's where the description was that I lost, and I hated that I lost it. Speedsoft uses everything to win the game. They that was in the video. That's right. That's where I got the description. Everything that they use in Speedsoft is to win that game. The props they use, the rifles they use, the clothing they use, it doesn't have anything to do about the story that they play. They just make the lightest, the fastest thing that it can make that shoots BBs to the other side. And that's the big difference between Speedsoft and Milsim. Milsim, you try to simulate something. Speedsoft, you want to win the game with the tactics. And winning the game doesn't matter what you use for it, as long as you fall in the rules. And that's the big difference between, for me, Speedsoft and Milsim. And then the last category is you have target shooting. I'm gonna go back to black. Once you go black, you never go back. Maybe I will win if Hari has another brain fart that he wants to share with us. Target shooting, you also have a few different types of target shooting. And that is, for example, fun shooting. That's what we sometimes do with our shoot and scoot with 25th Mountaineers. Fun shoots. That's just having fun. There are Speedsoft have also 5 versus 5 battle. Yes, they do. But I know Milsim teams that train 5 versus 5. Like, hi Wim, welcome to the stream. I know Milsim teams that train in a CQB environment 5 versus 5. So there are similarities. So I was saying about fun shoots. You have fun shoots that just having fun with friends. There are you shoot on time. You just have fun. It's shooting at targets. It's not shooting at people. It's shooting at targets. And then you got the big one. That's IPSCAA. That is the little brother of the IPSC, with the real firearms. And then in some countries like the Netherlands, they use EAPS. No, John. The people are... Yes, in Milsim the people are targets, but you're shooting at... I was going to say stationary targets, but that's not always true, because sometimes the targets are... Okay, help me out. A word for shooting at the targets in target shooting. Not living targets. Okay, I can live with that. I can live with not living targets. And don't come up like, no. That's good, John. That's good. I really like that conversation about like going into details about things. Paper, no, because you can shoot on metal targets, you can shoot on plastic targets, you can shoot on bowling pins, you can shoot cardboard. Well, that's maybe also paper, but there are a lot of different kinds of not living targets you can shoot on in target shooting. Paper punching, yeah. Okay. It's sad that you live that far away because our shooting scoots are pretty awesome. I must say they're pretty cool. We did once have people that had to row a boat and then shoot targets. That was awesome. On a card wheel, and they had to shoot targets while in the boat, while the boat was rolling away, and they had to push. I have videos about that. I will try to post them somewhere. So for the new people here, I was working on the summary about the different types of airsoft, and I just put up a summary of different types and how I see. There are three different big categories where you can categorize airsoft in, and then Hari had a suggestion of not calling it Milsim but simulation. And then I want to give you one more note, and that in the Netherlands, for example, it's one of the reasons why it was legalized is that they were able to put it in a simulation game. And that's why you're not allowed to play as a clown in the Netherlands, because that is not a simulation of the military thing. It's not allowed to play as a clown. But on the other hand, they're allowed to play Speedsoft. So I don't know. Yeah. So maybe I have to talk to some Dutch guys. I don't know. I don't think we have Dutch guys here. But if there are Dutch guys watching this, I really like to know that what's the difference of playing as a clown and playing at airsoft with a clown rifle like they do in Speedsoft. Not saying that they're stupid rifles or whatever. They can look clowny, like they're not looking like the military rifles that the law is based on. I follow on that, Hari. I follow you on that. So yeah, if anybody of the Netherlands has some suggestion or some discussion points that he wants to bring to the table about that, I'm really interested about that. there are icons of clowns. Okay, that's just awesome. I'm gonna check real fast if because this should be posted on my Facebook. I don't know if somebody was able to check if there was a new post on my Facebook. Let me check if it was posted, because this is all new for me and I just going live. Yes, and somebody liked it. Okay, awesome. AATV liked it and it went live. Thank you for that, Bart. Back to the drawing board. So are there questions or anybody that wants to add something to this list before we go on to the next point? I'm gonna check. Okay, I'm gonna wait 5 seconds because I have no idea how long the delay is. I lost my count. Okay, I think it's 5 seconds. And the next thing that I want to add on this part is that a location can be used for multiple things. When do you mean the clowns or the Speedsoft people? Because I played with both and I have no problem with it at all. I have played with all different types of airsofters, and it's not because they are one type of an airsofter that they do one type of thing. A lot of people just adjust their playstyle on the event that they're going to. And in my opinion, that's how it's supposed to be. You adjust yourself to the situation that you're playing in. If you're in a Speedsoft game and you want to go full bananas and you want to blast the people with your speed triggers and your double triggers and whatever, triple, I don't know how many fingers you can use on the thingy, that's good for me. But if you go to a Milsim game as a Speedsoft and you're usually playing Speedsoft, you have to adjust to the rules of that game, and that is the main thing. You just have to adjust to the game that you're going to. I didn't put that in my agenda list, but it is in the video. So if you want to have a summary of what I just said, you can rewatch the video. I think it's at the end of the video. Airsoft is Airsoft. People like different things. Friendly banter is always okay, but it's true. Yeah, that's true. And it's cool to see that people adjust themselves to the situation that they're playing in. And they have respect. And respect is, for me, one of the biggest things that you need in playing Airsoft or any game, for the matter. You have to have respect for you, for yourself, environment, and for the player that is on the other side of your rifle. Because you're shooting something, and I'm not going to go into detail about headshots and all that stuff, but maybe I have to do a video about that and invite some people. Because it's not a thing that has to do with the types of airsoft. It's just being a dick in the game. But you don't need to like everything. It's just that you can be friendly. Exactly, Heidi. I totally agree with that. And I think most airsofters that we know in any category have the same ID. They have respect for what they do, and they adjust to the situation. It's just the people that shout loud and make certain videos and get the attention that sometimes is not needed for our sport, and they ruin it for their category of or type of airsoft. Not going to go in detail about that, but it's how it is. So the next part about this is that location doesn't really matter what you do with it, because I got questions about, yeah, but where are the live action role players? They fit in the simulation. In my opinion, it's you're playing in like I call it simulation already, Hari. They're playing a simulation game, and that can go wherever you want it. Well, you can play whatever you want in that simulation, as long as it's a part of the story that you try to do or play. Yeah, I liking the term simulation. I do. Yep. So maybe I have to change my video now, but I won't yet. I will do an update video. I got the question about locations, because some locations can be used for different types of airsoft. For example, I went playing in Ostende, and they have a Speedsoft game field in the middle of their CQB field, but they do CQB days and they do Speedsoft days, and you just run through that CQB Speedsoft field, but they're not playing Speedsoft on it because you're playing just a CQB game. LARP rating is the yes, LARP rating is the best. I like the term. I like the term. But you can play Milsim games in a CQB game. You can play Speedsoft games in a CQB field, but you can also do target shooting in a CQB game. That's why on Airsoft United there is a different category for fields, and there is a different category for types of airsoft, because you can play every type of airsoft on any type of field, as long as it fulfills the rules. For example, SpeedSQB, you cannot play it in a woodland area because you need your boxes that they have on their, yeah, it's regulated which field it has to be. Okay, maybe Speedsoft you can't play it in all of them, but you can play the other ones in Speedsoft. Okay, let's do it like that. And when I know you fell in love with LARP at Burget, that's why I have a different term for Burget, because Burget is, like I said in the beginning, I don't know if you were here already, Burget is something of everything. There are LARPers, there are just Sunday players that want to shoot 3 days, there are the real hardcore Milsim guys, the I don't know, hardcore Milsim, can we call it that? The recon stuff, That's the bigger games, and I call them big games. I have no idea how. If you have a suggestion, drop it in here. So yeah, that's one last thing that I wanted to say about the different categories. Now I'm going to say more about the different categories, but about the locations that can be used for different categories or types of airsoft. Any questions about the location stuff? Also a reminder, if you want to join in on the chat, you can just go to the Discord and hop in there. Let me see. Alright, then I'll move on to the next point. I will make a new tab, a new layer. I see a question. But does hardcore Milsim go for recon to other forms as well? Line entry. Yeah, I totally like. I'm not a fan of hardcore Milsim because hardcore Milsim is not saying anything. It's just hardcore simulation. Ready? And maybe there are different categories in Milsim or simulation that you can follow, and then it's getting really hard on how far you want to go. Like if you want to go 100% and do historical simulation. Sorry, I'm muting and unmuting myself. I made my key binding from no worries, Axel. I didn't got any sound, so it's okay. No worries. You can do whatever you want. But thank you for joining in, by the way. Yeah, the simulation. There are different terms, and maybe. Yes, exactly, Hari. It's trying to label something as a tedious and time-taking thing, and especially because I have been talking to a lot of people around the world about different things, and every country has a different term for the same thing, and it's really hard to put the noses in the same direction. That's why I want to 3 different categories, and then we can subcategorize if we come to terms, and we can put a description in there so everybody around the world knows, like, I'm going to play pole sim, and everybody knows I'm going to play pole sim level 3, for example. I don't know if we can put levels on it. I can't find the keybind setting. I have in Discord, I have no idea. If somebody knows where the key binding setting is to mute yourself in Discord, put it in here so you can help Axel out. I don't know, maybe let me hear your thoughts about that. Do we need a rating, not a rating, like a level of difficulty for different styles of simulation games? Or are we making it more difficult that way? Like how can you know what game you're going to? For example, we're gonna go to TSOT in Finland. What category? What is it? How do you categorize that game? That's something for Hari. Maybe he has some knowledge about that. So I'm really curious on how you're gonna categorize TSOT, whatever. And I'm going to ask the same question for John, if you're still here. John, how do you categorize your World War II games that you play on your field? Like, where do you put them in the categories in Milsim or simulation or historical? And try to explain the player what he's getting into. Because that's going to be important if we go to international games and we want to have like a European measuring the thing for airsoft games, because that would be cool. Yeah, hardcore Milsim is sterling in the UK. Okay, why is that hardcore Milsim? Where does the term hardcore Milsim come from? Why do you call it hardcore Milsim? What is different on that game that is, for example, different on other Milsim games? That is difficult since the level of difficulty also depends on the player and their overall ability. And their preparedness. I don't think that's true, Hari. It's not because an obstacle course is hard that it's the same for different people. You can make the obstacle, for example, rock climbing. I know they give numbers to certain climbing routes that you can take. It's not, they give it a rating. It's not when I'm going to try that the rating is going to change. It's the rating for the thing that you're going to do that stays the same. No permanent base, always with the big backpack, good physique. Hardcore. So we're talking about 48 with vets, 9% runs nods at night games, no actual base camp. Oh, you mean like that? So I'm going to pick in on, I don't know if that word, I'm gonna talk about the thing that Reki Jr. and Jelle Dirks says. 48-hour games with VEDs. Is that a criteria to do hardcore milsim? Because, I don't know, I'm just pointing it out, trying to have a discussion about that. For example, the Milex in Portugal, I'm going to show you that. That's crazy. That's 6 days, and they do exercises. They have a base camp. They get dropped in the field with pairs of 2, and they have to do courses. They are hunted. They are like if Sterling is hardcore milsim, what are you calling the other thing? That is like I when I heard it, I was like, damn, that's crazy. There you need physique. That they're hunting people down. Well, hunting. They're not shooting them, but it's like when you go to the Boy Scouts that they drop you somewhere, and then the leaders of the Boy Scouts, they try to find you, and you have to hide in the bushes. That, but extreme. I want to drink some water because I have been talking too much. Give me a second here. I think John left, so he didn't reply, but that's fine. That's fine, John. Excuse me. So, Hari, I'm gonna go back to you now. Or not. Starting is hosted by ex-military in EU Milsim community. We call it American Milsim of your what the? Oh, woman. Starting is hosted by ex-military. Okay, if we take that as a category, every Milsim in Sweden or Finland is hosted by ex-military. In EU Milsim community, we call it the American Milsim of Europe. So when I talk to American Milsims, they don't call it. A lot of those Milsims are not Milsims. They just want to be a movie star, and they want to fly in a helicopter, and they want to feel that they are in a war zone. Damn! Don't drink water with bubbles when you're streaming. And that's when I talked to American, and then I told about Birgit, and they were like, damn, that is hardcore Milsim. So that's what it's making really hard, because everybody has a different term for what is hardcore Milsim. The American Milsim. Well, that was the Milsim that I was talking about. Milsim West. There are 2 companies that are doing similar Milsims there. I'm not breaking them down at all. They look amazing. I hope I can do one someday. But we're just trying to categorize things because, like for me, what I heard about people talking about it, looking at videos about it, it's a big game where there is a structure, but not everybody there is in good physique, like you said. The term that you took, it's really hard. There are more hardcore stuff that you can do. It's really, I know, I struggle myself. That's why I wanted to have the discussion with people about all different types, and I'm really happy that you're here because you guys are more into the Milsim scene. I'm more into the big games. I just love the variety of people there. I'm not the biggest fan of like the hardcore Milsim where you like you describe it, and I don't really have a term for that, like the total military structure. I think that falls under military exercise. High tier Milsim, clandestine, bivouac, or tactical. Okay, I'm gonna try to explain that a little bit in English. High tier Milsim. You have to have a fob or a forward observation post, tactical. Milsim. Your backpack with you. Night ops. MRE is obligated. I understand those are types of events that I can agree on, but what name would you give them? Like, I don't want to give it like hardcore Milsim. Like, give me a name that describes events like that. Thank you, Axel. So Axel said, "Let's all talk our own language." So he has to translate that. So yeah, let's not do that, please. So other people can react. Otherwise, it will be really hard. Um, it's a type of simulation, but is it where is it focusing on? Is it focusing on surviving, or is it focusing on the tactical game, or is it a little bit of both, or is it a combination of different types? That's a type that I don't think I have it here. Yeah. You think it's funny? Yeah. It's okay, Axel. You think it's funny. You're a funny guy. So for the, I see that there are some new people joining in. We were just talking about the different types of airsoft and where every type of event fits in categories. I know we're talking about different events in different countries because different countries have the same events, but they call it different, or they have a different style of playing it. And they're calling it the same thing. And now we're talking about that. It's okay, Axel. Most of the airsofters are just have a mentality of 13 years old. Some Milsim night ops require nods to participate in cool missions. I'm not going to say I'm a fan of stuff like that, because like I'm going to sidetrack a little bit. And a lot of those events is if you have the most money, you have better gear. And I try to keep away from events like that. For example, I have a drone. I use it to film some parts of my video, but I will not use it as a recognition or to do some recce with it, because I don't like the aspect of pay to win a game. Like if you play Call of Duty and you pay for an upgrade pack where you can have all the best guns and all the best gear, and you can just annihilate the newer guys. But if that is a requirement for that game, I totally agree. You can have some cool games, but I'm not going to go to those games because I'm not a fan of putting a lot of money in there to buy that Gen 4 night vision with the 4 tubes that you can see during nighttime, and it's like daylight in the nighttime, and you can see people that have nothing and you can just shoot them. But I understand that those events can be really cool. And we played some Milsim games where we were rebels and the other side had night visions. Exactly. If you scream in the dark to find enemies, you can... and then it... echolocation, it's called. But we had a lot of fun. You just have to improvise and make it as fun as possible. You can do a lot of things with lights. But I like the conversation that we're having now with the different types of airsoft and especially the different types of simulation. It's a bit sad, not sad. I'm a bit sad that we don't have any Speedsofters here yet, or target shooting people to talk about that. But I think the majority of the airsofters fit in the simulation category and not in the two other categories. Because those are the newer ones, in my opinion. Speedsoft is not that old, and target shooting is old, but it's a total different area. And it's not easy for me to reach those people. I try to reach them. Maybe they will join in later. Yella says, I don't like it, but when you try it, you are sold. That happens to me. Mistakes were made that day. Yeah, I know a lot of people that have them, and I know they love it, and I love playing with them, and it's, yeah. You came from a Speedsoft community in Belgium. And can I talk to you like, Yella, do you agree that the split up that I made here is okay for Speedsofters? Because simulation guys kind of agree with what I did with the simulation part. Do you agree that there are different types of Speedsoft too, or do you say that everything falls under the same category under Speedsoft, or are there even more structure things going on that I don't know of? Norway is Milsim and Speedfield. What do you mean, Thor? What do you mean? Okay, I'm gonna. You can just answer the questions, and then I'll go back to them. Like, one thing that I also said is that you don't need to fit in one box. I'm gonna take a different color. Hold on. Gonna go to blue. They like Milsim and Speedsoft. So Norwegian people like Milsim and Speedsoft. Are there no target shooting people in Norway? Like, is there no target shooting scene like IPCCA, IPCSAA, IPSCAA? He meant there was. Oh, okay, okay. Now, yeah. Like I was saying, don't know, have heard about. Don't know, have heard about. Huh? You haven't heard about it? Okay, that's interesting. Speed could be competition and just guys playing fast on their home fields. Pistol only belt setup. Thank you. I bought myself a full face paintball mask to play there. We'll see here about. Yeah, let me know if you find something. In Belgium, there is no real Milsim event, only the invite-only community. I think in Belgium they should be more events for Milsim, not the big ones, because the fields are too small. Do you have to have a big field to have a good Milsim going? Because we did some good Milsims with like Viking Ops events that Nico organized, and those were on the Belgium fields. You just have to play in a different mindset, and you can do a lot of cool Milsim stuff on the smaller fields. But I agree that most of the events in Belgium are not Milsim games, and I'm coming to that in a little bit when I talk about different types of events. Give me a few minutes. What the hell are different types of events? Okay, that's maybe the text him in Hansi. That is true. That is true. I agree with that. It's nice to have a good field for recon. Like if you want to do the military simulation games, a good big field for recon is really interesting. And Reke, you should come to Birgit if you like that, because there you have all the place you need. And if you don't want to drive that far, you can go to Bellum. It's also in Sweden, and you can do some awesome stuff there. And Hansi is also a really good field, and we're going to that field in November. So I'm looking forward to that. It's an awesome field to play on. But I was saying that a lot of airsofters are dropped in boxes. And sometimes it's sad Ask my wife if I can go. Put her on. Put her on the live stream. I'll ask your wife. I don't care. Put her in the discourse. Oh yeah, right. You're already going. You might be again on the other team. I don't care. I will find you. I will hunt you. Dennis the Bear. It also depends on the people you get together on a field how a game turns out. Dennis, where are you from? Are you playing in Belgium or because I know in Finland they have Sunday games and they just see who's turning out and they have some fun. But if you have a planned event, it's not who's turning up, it's how the story plays out. And yes, the player is a big factor on how the event is going to develop. But you have to follow the storyline that is meant to play. Sadly, I don't participate in November, December. I'll be there. Maybe I don't have any knowledge about December, but maybe I will be there too. We will be on the winning team. Yeah, sure. Rob, let's run front so don't kill you. Yeah, right, yeah. Type of game, which game type do you like the most? I went. Oh yes. We weren't able to go there with some personal stuff. I'll talk about that. Not going to go in detail about that, but I love to play some more games in the near future. I will save like 2 times Bellum. Well, save like 2. Yes, you saved my life a few times. That was awesome. Most of the time I'll LARP the Breacher role because I like the action and the adrenaline. We can talk about different roles in Milsim games, but I'm gonna keep that for different videos because that will take us a little bit too far of everything that we're just talking about different types of airsoft. But I like that's a good idea to talk about different roles in airsoft that you like to play, that you can play. But I'm going to go over to the next part if that's okay for you guys, and that is that people were put in boxes really fast. And with Airsoft United, I tried to break that because if you come from a simulation game type, it's really hard to find Speedsoft communities or find fields or find, because they are all in different Facebook groups. With Airsoft United, I wanted to have everything on there, and you can just click on Speedsoft and you can find things in your area. Same with target shooting. Things are so like the lines are sometimes so strict that it's really hard because Facebook is making it is really hard because people like to use Facebook. Hold on, I need to read the chat. Hi Legio, I generally enjoy Milsim, but it is difficult to find well-organized Milsim games, meaning tactics, comms, hierarchy. That is true. That's why we try to play in Sweden. They have a little bit more, and then if you go to UK, you have some good structured games. But it's really hard indeed to find the good games. That's also something that I try to do with Airsoft United, is to put everything out there so people can find it and find the things that they want to do. And if you want to like post something and you need to show people what you're playing, and that's why I made this structure where people can where we can discuss about what is what type. Because for example, if you want to play Milsim, and in Portugal they calling it, I don't know, not Milsim, but Milsim is just shooting with guns, or in Sweden it's Sunday games. But you want to find a Milsim, how the fuck are you going to find the right game in a different country? You should finish your sentence before reading the chat, and then you wonder why you get lost in your story. Yes, sorry about that, chat. I sometimes I lose myself in the passion that I have about talking about you guys about Airsoft. But I'm really happy that 12 people are watching now, and we have a chat that is talking about things that they love. So I'm really happy. I'm having a good time. Hope you guys have a good time too. Take something to drink, and we can go on for a little bit. Every Milsim LARP Raider wet dream is Milsim West. I think I just... Hi, Addy. I want to do it because there is so much stuff on the internet about it. But I don't know if I want to do it because there is so much stuff on the internet about it, or I just want to do it because the event itself. Yes, and don't forget to smack the like button. Thank you, Wim. And if you're not subscribed to my channel, subscribe to my channel. We're not talking about smacking Addy, we're talking about smacking the like button. That's something that is somewhere, I don't know where it is. You know where it is, you know YouTube, you can find it yourselves. And if you don't follow me on it on YouTube, that's your decision. And I'm happy that you're here. That's all I want to say. And now I'm lost again. I was talking about boxes. Boxes. Oh yes, that it's really hard to find good games and the games that you're looking for. So in the future, I'm gonna keep fighting for some kind of structure in Europe where we can have a structure going with a description about the games, where people can find a game in Belgium or in different countries. Before we continue this live stream, a word from our sponsor Ares. Where is Ares sponsored? I don't have a sponsor for this. Oh yeah, because you're hey, you should block the ads. Ad blocker, you should block the ads. You're not blocking the ads. All right. I'm not going to go a little too much in detail about the boxes. I think everybody knows that it's really hard to get into a different type of airsoft because it's so closed down. Because there are a lot of problems on fields. Speedsoft is going to Milsim games, Milsim is going to Speedsoft games, and complaining about stuff. So they're really closing down all the communities. So then it's really hard for people to get into that if you're coming from a different category. That's what I meant with the boxes should be open. There should not be where is it? There should not be that like box where you put in, because I like to play different styles. I like to play Milsim, I like to play Speedsoft, and I like to play target shooting. So I don't want to be put in the Milsim box because I do it the most. I want to do all of them, but it's really hard to find the right stuff. So now I set my sentence. Now I'm going to read the chat. Hold on. Sponsor did that. Will do. Mine are blocked by myself. Lol. Wim, I also don't care about the boxes, but they exist, and that is what makes it harder for people to get into a different type of airsoft. So I hope with my video that I made that I can break down those lines between the boxes where people can just flow into different categories, try stuff out, and hopefully like it or dislike it, or hopefully they like it or they understand why people like Ducata. Delta, come here, boy. Come by. Come on. He's tired. Delta's tired. Delta, come. Kissy. In the camera. Kissy for Delta. There you go. So the next part is my graph. Okay, we're coming to the graph. I made a new layer. I'm gonna disable this layer. Crap. I draw that on my background layer. No. Phew. It's gone. Thanks, Axel. Addy, yes. Okay, so the next part that I want to talk about is we're going to keep continuing about the events. So if you saw the video, you know that I tried to talk about different types of events. Like you have a Milsim. I'm gonna change the color. And I'm not going to read the chat, otherwise I will lose my story again. You got Milsim. You got Speedsoft. I can't write anymore. And then you got, we're gonna keep that green. Target. Can everybody read what I'm doing? At any time, it's the toxic talk between the boxes that make the problem, I think. Yella, I totally agree with that. And the toxic talk is usually just people shouting really loud on the social media, and really just fucking it up for the other people, because most of them are just normal people like you and me, just having fun in what they want to do, but they just do it a different way, and sometimes we don't understand why. But if you talk with them, they're really nice guys, and they will explain you and bring you in their world, what is pretty cool, because they don't understand sometimes why we just go in the rain and sit there for hours and having a good time, and we don't understand why people like to be shot with BBs like 100 times. But that's part of their game, and this is part of our game. But yeah, that's right. Looks like, oh, you got a good point. You got a good point. Looks like how I can write in real life. Okay, Addy is I think he's drunk again. We need to help him. Eating BB is part of the game. Yes, that's true. Like I said, I'm not going to go in detail about headshots and whatever and all. I got a strong opinion about that. But I think I can do a whole live stream about that. And if you want that, I can do more live streams. So also, before I continue, if you like what I'm doing here, just let me know, because maybe I want to do this more in the future. Do you want me to bring in a guest? Because I tried to do it on the Discord, but nobody's joining on the Discord, so I think you guys just like to talk and follow the chat. I was reading the chat when I was in the middle of my sentence, so Lisa can blame me again. You're right, it looks like he's writing. Okay. I lost it. Okay. Well, you can join. Yes, Hari, you can join the Discord voice. A lot of people are in there, I think, but they are muted, or you can go to my Discord, and there is a special tab, a voice tab for this game. Oh my god. On my Discord. The Discord link is in the description. You can just blame you. I'm just trying to I have a Discord for some time, but I don't know what to do with it yet. But now I wanted to try this. So let me know if you like this setup of me just talking about some certain airsoft topics, and you guys interacting with that and giving opinions, and so we can come to something that is really cool, because there are people from all over the world, and I like that. Back to my drawing. What I was saying about my drawing is that you can have different types of events. Maybe I'll put it up there, because if new people are joining in to view this awesome stream, they don't know what I'm talking about. So these are events. Okay, maybe even if they join in, they will not be able to read this. And thank you, John. So we have different types of events, and as I read the chat, okay? I think there should be aggressivity category, so people won't shoot people like 12 times for one hit, or is it just me with too less of a knowledge about airsoft? I saw a video. I'm gonna go into that question. I saw a video where people have a community where they don't care. They shoot a lot of people. And they don't care. It's in their community that they just keep shooting. Speedsoft, you have the support players. They're shooting a lot of BBs, but that's what our support gunners do in Milsim games or simulation games, is they suppressing the enemy. So they're throwing a lot of BBs to the enemy. The problem is when those fast rifles get into normal simulation games, and they shoot the same rate that the support gunners shoot to suppress an enemy, but they shoot at up close on an enemy. And then you got conflicts, and that's where the problem starts to arise. And that is where I'm going with this graphic. Hold on, you've been here the whole time and you still have no idea. You've been here the whole time and you still have no idea what you're talking about. Yes, okay, agreed. This form is great. We need more of this. Thank you, Hari. Yeah, the video that I saw was about headshots, and they were talking about if it's maleficent, whatever. It's in a bad way. If the people really wants to hurt the person, then it's wrong. If they're playing because they play the game like this, and both parties agree with that, I don't have any problem with that. Well, I said that I do have a problem with that because that safety measure comes in, and for me, safety in airsoft is really important. And the airsoft factor, the safety factor in airsoft is often forgotten because yes, we're using safety glasses, but they're not meant for airsoft. They're meant to use for shooting and whatever. And if you get hit in your glasses, you usually have to replace your glasses. But we shoot at each other, so we get hit in the glasses often. And I don't know how many times people change their glasses, but if you get hit in it, a lot of the times it might break. And the more you shoot at the head, the more chances you have that your safety equipment will fail. So that's the whole different story. I can ramble in. I can make a whole video about that. I think the overshooting thing is depending on the rules of the field. Some fields like mine has strict standards rules about what you use. Yes, Addy, we use safety glasses. John, I agree. It's a lot of how the game is played, and that's also why it's important that you know what you're getting into. Like if you're a rental and you want to go to a game where they shoot you, like they fuck you up real bad, you're not going to keep playing airsoft. And we need to have new people in airsoft because this sport is growing, and we want new people in the game, not just the people that are here for a long time. And we need new people, and that's why I like what you're doing, John. You invite new people, you show them how it's done. Try stay away from headshots here from a pop-up head. Yeah, are you that scared? At the game I have one extra set in my car and in my backpack on the field. Yeah, extra glasses are really important. I got who got Panzer glasses from a Juggernaut? Yeah, I saw that too. That's why my rental guns are ones I would use. Yep, exactly. But as I said, I can like overshooting. Maybe I will keep this as the next topic, like overshooting, headshots, pre-firing. That's a nice topic to talk about. I like that. I'm gonna write it down. Do I have something to write? Yes, I do. I'm gonna write it down because that's an interesting topic to talk about. Sidetrack. I made a video about this. Do you think it's interesting if I make a video about it that you can watch my opinion and then watch the live stream? Or do you think fun? Or do you think it's just have a topic and have a live stream about it? Opinions, please. Thank you about that. What was I saying? Overshooting, headshots. Stream. Okay, I'll write it down, and then I can plan my next stream. I want to. Hold on. Chat. What if you close your eyes when a BB comes close? Are your eyes in danger? Because I don't think BBs are still getting stuck in skin, so skin is strong. Your eyes get damaged when they get hit by a BB. I have like a paper that shows the penetration of a BB in a pig's eye. That's almost the same viscosity of a human eye. See, I'm reading the chat before I answered the question. Headshot stream. Yeah, I'm not going to go into that. I'm going to talk to you about that in private, John. I got some, but I can do a stream about that. I'll put it in there, and it will be interesting to have some opinions about different countries. Always gear jammed, 5 meters accuracy. It's a flop gun, basically. I don't know what you mean. Don't. I see how you get tempted to talk about someone else. Don't. Not worth it. I'm not going to talk about somebody else because it's not about this stream. We can talk about that in a different one. We can talk about a lot of things in different streams, but for this one, we're gonna keep it on the teams. So we got a little bit sidetracked there. Now we're gonna go back to the events, because that is something interesting, in my opinion, where a lot of problems occur. We already talked about people going to different categories and fucking it up for other people. So yeah, you got your Milsim games. Those are the strict Milsim game, or simulation game. Okay, heading. So you got your simulation games going, but you also got your Speedsoft games going. That's your like Speedsoft games where everything is regulated as a Speedsoft game, and then you got your target shooting games where everything is regulated for target shooting. But then that the next thing is where it gets interesting. Let's take pink. I like to use pink on my videos. If you saw my Milsim videos, you know I like to use pink. In a lot of events or styles, things are crossing over. For example, Milsim and Speedsoft have a lot of things in common. People don't want to acknowledge it, but we have a lot of things in common. Like I said, they have support gunners, we have support gunners. They have a mission, we have a mission. And that is where this area comes in, because there are a lot of similarities between the two categories or events that you play. And even in target shooting, there are a lot of similarities. For example, like this area, Milsim teams play or train their tactics to enter a building. How they do that is entering a building and shooting targets. So they're actually using target shooting techniques in the Milsim games or simulation games. Skinny gets raw a pink sweater so he can wear it at the field next time. I'm totally fine with that. I don't have any problem playing in a pink sweater. And then you have all different things that are going in from different types of airsoft that are connected to each other, and events that, like I said, the training event for a Milsim game is something here. Like if you want to train CQB tactics, that's in there. If you want to use flanking maneuvers in your team and you want to play as a squad, that's in there. And then the next color that I'm going to use is the interesting one, and this is where what we play a lot in Belgium, because we don't have the bigger fields and we just put everything together. Like this area here. Okay, that's not readable. Okay, sorry, fucked up. Let's take oceanic blue. Yeah, let's try it again. And this is where it gets interesting. Those are open events. And open events for me are events that are open for everyone. And there are basically not that many rules. You can play in any style you want. You can play in a pink shirt like Wim is suggesting. You can play with whatever you want. You can play as a Speedsofter. You can play as a bunny. You can play any style that you want as long as you follow the rules of that event. And that is where it's get a bit interesting, because you have people coming over from a Milsim scene or simulation scene and they play their simulation style. But you also got players coming in from the Speedsoft style and they're playing their Speedsoft techniques. And those techniques usually don't match because the speed that they play it is different. And then you get problems. You get trouble. The guns are different. The Speedsofters have faster guns, so the Milsimmers can't handle that. And then you get frustration. And that is something that people need to learn. If you go to an open event, you go to an open event. You don't go to a Milsim or a simulation game. You don't go to a Speedsoft game. You don't go to a target shooting game. You go to an open event. So be prepared to play against players that are not playing your style and adapt to that. If you want to do Milsim games or simulation games, go to simulation games. If you want to go Speedsofting, go to Speedsoft games. If you want to do crazy stuff, go to open events. But don't complain if people play in their style. Okay. Maybe you can show the rules for clothes for back to Bashir Taksim. Let me open that up. That's like, I know Back to Bashir, that's a smoker game, right? and they have strict rules. I'm looking for it. Hold on. Back to yeah. Okay, it's not showing up. Can you send me the link? It might be that I don't find it right now. Send me the link, or yeah, send me the link, or send me it on somewhere. But I know they have strict rules, and you are not going to play there in your Speedsoft outfit, because if you go to Milsim games, you follow the rules of a simulation game. If you go to Speedsoft games, you follow the rules of those Speedsoft games. An open event, follow the rules of an open event, but be prepared to encounter people that are crazy. I send that private to you on Facebook. Alright. Did you now? Are we friends on Facebook? Message requests? Nope. Amber Holloway? Nope. It's not, no. Okay, let's continue. But I really like to know your opinion about what I just said about people going to different events and not complaining, and because for me that is a really big issue on those open events, that people start complaining and not expecting people to play a different style. I'm gonna wait 5 seconds. 2, 3, 4, 5. Thank you, John. And people need to just realize that. Captain Toothless. Oh, you're a new one here, so welcome. I think in case of an open event, it's give and take. As long as everybody plays nice, Speedsofter don't overshoot, and Milsim stop being annoyed about Speedsofter style and clothing, it's going to be okay. I totally agree with that. So I'm happy that a lot of people feel the same way. And I hope we can bring that message to all the open events that we go to. I don't even know if you have in different countries, like I know there are some people, you got it on Facebook, okay. I know there are some people from different countries. Do you guys have open events, or don't you have the problem where styles are clatching? Is that a word? Whatever. Where they, whatever, I forgot the word. Yellow. So I have the rules here for a Milsim game, a 24 clashing. Yes, that's the word. I have the rules here for a simulation game in Belgium, where they say task force wears multi-glam, ABL, desert, AWAR, light or full camo with hat or helmet, and then the enemy fighters are using black civil sheets in combination with shamags and buckles and webbing and guns. So they have a strict rule set that you have to follow. As I said, that's a simulation game, and you have to follow those rules. Huh. Okay, thank you, John. Thank you for that. That's really interesting. Because I talked to people from, don't shoot me if it's wrong, I think I talked to people from Bosnia, and they didn't had any Speedsoft there. They didn't know what it was, so I had to explain what Speedsoft was. And that's funny, because I thought it was bigger. But apparently there are a lot of countries that don't know or don't have a Speedsoft scene. Well, it's growing, and for every airsofter, it's great that airsoft is growing in any category possible. Okay, I'm gonna most open pickup outdoor games here in the Netherlands lean more to Milsim, and the rules are accordingly. About that, Toothless, do you have in the Netherlands your occasional Speedsoft player that comes playing in an open event? Like, do they have specific rules on clothing, or guns that they can use. Guns. I don't know if YouTube can handle me saying that. Uh, do they have specific rules that you have to have a correct historical or one-to-one replica scale of a gun? Oh, right. You're from the Netherlands. I got an awesome question for you. I don't know if you were here when I asked the question, um, but I know that doesn't like Speedsoft at all. Oh, funny. Yet, okay. Um, in the Netherlands, Airsoft falls under the category as a simulation thing. I don't know the correct term. And you're not allowed to play dress up in Airsoft. Like, you're not allowed to play as a clown, for example, on Halloween games. You're not allowed to do that. It's against the regulation in the Netherlands. But how does Speedsoft fall into the category of simulation? Because everything that they use is nothing simulation-wise. So how do they, like, the rifles they use are nothing compared to anything that they use in the military. The clothing that they use is nothing in compared to what they use in any military. So why are you not allowed to play as a clown, but you're allowed to play with even the same colors in the Speedsoft thing? So we're going off, like, we go back a little bit for the people that are joining here, because I'm really interested if you have a some explanation for that. That's why I said, because of because of the regulation in the Netherlands, or just because they don't like the game style. And while you're answering that, I'm going to go to a next topic. We did that. Airsoft United Sword on type team and event. Yes, we already talked about that. Gear needed to play Airsoft. Alright, that's gonna be the next topic. I'm gonna open up the next tab. Okay, I'm gonna read the chat now. Speedsoft is just another category, and Speedsoft rules differ from the Milsim according. Huh. So if I make a rule in the Netherlands that I want to play carnival games, for example, and I make my old carnival rules where you have to collect the most squealing duckies, I would be able to play as a clown. Nope. Why? So how are, if you're interested, I'm really interested about this topic, because the NABV has some weird things going on, and this is just another weird thing that I'm really interested in, how they say that this is right and this is wrong. If you're interested, you can send me a message on Facebook and we can talk about that, because that's something that I'm really interested about. But this might not be interesting for everybody to talk about, but I'm really interested about that. Just to know what is legally doable, what you can do in the Netherlands, because it's really close, and if I want to go play there, I need to know what the rules are. As about open events, Ligeo, I see no problem meeting players of all styles as long as they all observe the rules. You should have tactics ready for any situation against any enemy on the field. Leo, 100% yes. I totally agree with that. One time I went to Unit 13 with Speedsoft gear just to see their reaction. They were all looking at salty at me. Had the best time in the rules, Speedsoft. Huh. So there isn't a rule that Speedsoft is forbidden. But what is Speedsoft? Ask him that. Ask him that question. What is Speedsoft? And this is something that makes it even more difficult if organizers stigmatize some type of airsoft that is not even in, like, that is not a type. Strongly discouraged. Oh yes, yes. Sorry, I didn't translate. Speedsoft is strongly discouraged, but you're allowed to do it. Okay. Really interesting point. I'm gonna go to the next one. I got 2 more points left on my list. Wait, I had to do something else, right? I needed to make promo for something. I remember that. I wrote that down. Hold on. There might be a sponsor anyway. No, it's not a sponsor. Something that I needed to promote stuff, but I... Oh yeah, right. Axel, thank you for joining in. If you had any more questions, you know where to reach me. You have me on Discord and Facebook and whatever. No, 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 no. It's before I go to the last 2 topics because they are a little bit similar. On my YouTube, I have now a community tab. Hold on. I'm going to open up my programs. No, I'm gonna close down Photoshop. Fancy banner. SAAS main. Yes, if you're from America and you want to play some casual games, go to main and play some games with John on the farm. Display capture. Hold on. I'm going to nope this one. Types of Airsoft. Where is my channel? My channel. Okay, give me. I'm almost there. Almost there. I don't think you can see anything. I have to open it. Okay, I'm in the wrong one. Give me one little tiny Airsoft. There we go. Okay, now I can. John, you got a link. Hi, Sneaky Jaguar. How you doing? Welcome. We were talking about different styles of airsoft. We already discussed a lot of stuff. But everything will be on my YouTube channel, so you can rewatch everything. And if you still have some comments, you just it's not a private meeting. It's not a private meeting. Everybody has the right to be here and say whatever he wants. I just love talking to people about airsoft, and I'm gonna keep doing that. I'm just confused now. Alright, I think I have it open. So now I have a community tab. It's something that is unlocked by YouTube. I didn't do anything about it. I didn't earn it. They just lowered the standard. So there's now a community tab, and I'm still figuring out what I can do with it, but there are already a few things on there. Like I posted the first post, I posted a picture that I posted on my Instagram. So I might post some same things here as I do on my Instagram. I don't know yet. I'm just going to see what gets some traction, what people like to discuss. And that is something that I want your opinion on, because for now I'm posting videos every 6 days. And I did that because I heard that it was better to post within the week, and if you post on the same day, you're just outside of the week. Then I just said I'm gonna post every 6 days. There will be a new big video. There I also have the short videos that are coming out every 3 days. So 3 days, every 3 days there is a new video on the channel. But I noticed that some people, and they asked me like, why don't you have a scheduled day for releasing your videos? Hi Lama. Do you think it's interesting, or if it's better to have videos coming out on a fixed day, or do you think it's better to have videos coming out every 6 days, so the days changing? And that is something that you can do on my community channel. You can just go to the channel, click the community tab that is up top here. Check out my new banner. Ooh. And you can vote on the polls that I put up there. And I will try to put up some polls about videos that I'm making. I will put up some detailed information or some behind the scenes information, what I'm making videos or what I'm going to do in the near future. So check it out, and yeah, fill in the poll so I know what people like and what you want to see in the future. That was the ad thing, and Addy didn't block it. Hi Gail, how was Arma? I don't need that, I don't need that, and I'm doing it wrong. Fancy background. That was what I needed. Thank you, Llama, for voting. Really appreciate that. So now I have to go back to Photoshop and we will talk about the last two topics. How do you pronounce Verage? Verage, you actually pronounce Verage because I'm from the West Flanders, but my last name is Verhage, and we have troubles talking about the H and the G. We flip them. I can. You know, we're not going to go in detail about that too. So the next thing that I want to talk about is gear you need to play Airsoft. Like when I started, gear. Damn, that's a ugly G. I'm gonna make it a little bit more pretty. Yeah, I made it worse. Verage. Verage. When I started playing Airsoft, it was simple. If a new game, Verage, if a new player came up to you and he asked you, what do I need to play Airsoft? It was an easy question. Well, it was easier. You just say, buy an M4, an AEG. I also have a video about that. No sponsoring. I can sponsor my own channel. You can just say, buy an AEG, this brand. If you have money, this brand. If you have that money, this brand. Yes, money, llama. You buy a cheap chest rig and you're good to go. And then you can change some stuff up while you play your games. I noticed that if a guy comes up to me and he asks me, like, what do I need to play Airsoft? The first question that I need to ask, I need to tell them is, what type of Airsoft do you want to play? Where did you hear about Airsoft? And what do you like? And that question is hard for a guy that just started, like, I want to play Airsoft. Hold on, reading chat. Buy a Systema and some cry. It's the minimum. Yes, exactly. Today was Arma unit top OP, but at the peak moment of starting the OP, all the Ace mods got an update. Oh fuck. Ah, it sucks. Yeah, sorry to hear that, but welcome to the stream. So when a guy comes up to you, and you read it a lot on the Facebook groups, like starter airsoft are here, what gun to buy, and everybody's just recommending everything, like from sniper rifles to shotguns to. How the hell do you know what you want to do? Like, why? How do you fix that? I don't have an answer for that. If I want to explain that to a guy, I'm at least an hour or maybe half an hour if I talk fast, and if I can do it in the West Flemish language, I talk twice the speed. It's gonna take a lot of time to explain the guy, like, this is Airsoft. What do you want? Like, what do you like? I suggest that you can run with me today. I can show you how I play. But then I suggest that you also try out different types, or yes, I know. Or you can just try out different types of Airsoft, and you got this and this you can try out. But even in this category, you got different types that you can use, this and this and this. So that's a really hard conversation to talk about that. And the next thing that I want to talk about is the rifle. It's the same question. Is there a rifle that is good for everything? Where you can just say to a guy, like, buy this and you can try everything. And in my opinion, if you buy a short M4 type rifle with a chest rig, you can play two types. You can play simulation games and you can play Speedsoft games. For target shooting, you're gonna need a pistol. So if you got some money and you want to buy an M4 AEG rifle with a chest rig, a pistol, and a holster, you can play all three types of Airsoft as a beginner. Beginners with try and error, no recommendations in the world will work. People need to discover the possibilities. You can show them, but that's it. The rest is up to them. Damn, that's a hard name to explain. Akiko Kion. I will just call you Kiko. Yeah, That's a cool part of your name, Kiko. Um, I agree with that. It's a lot of trial and error, but it's not easy. And I want to help new players in the game, and people sometimes don't get it that you have so many different options. Like, they coming to me with like, I want a plate carrier. Why? Why do you want a plate carrier? It's cool. It's cool. Okay, it's cool. Okay, what do you want to do with it? And then they go back to the store and they will have to buy other stuff. And for me, I like to use gear for different things, so I don't want people to like overspend money, because then they will lose the interest in the game, and because they will have to save up again for a different kit. And I understand you have to pay learning money, but in the old days it was the same type. Like, if you wanted this and you didn't like it, you just switch it over, and you but now it's really hard. Or am I the only one that I'm making it difficult? In my experience, the most starters want to do Milsim style and have no clue what ERPS or Speedsoft is. Yes and no. The problem is that Speedsoft is getting more and more popular because of the hype they do on YouTube, and younger people they want into Airsoft, and then they see Speedsoft and they want to go into Speedsoft. I can't help them, so I send them to people that can help them. I'm reading chat now. I'll ask M4, AK, SMG, and discuss. That's a good one. That's a good one. Do you also talk about different propulsion types, like AEG, HPA, what else? CO2. What else do you have? Just gas powered, or you just don't go for that, just go AEG? Looking cool is all that matter. Llama, totally agree with that. Airsoft is, I don't know how many percentages it is about looking cool, looking in the mirror, looking at yourself, and like, damn, I look awesome. And then you go to the field and you get wrecked by a guy in socks. I just love it. Yalla, every store has their brand and recommendation, so that's a huge problem. Everyone has their own opinion. I agree on that, but in some cases you have to just drop your opinion and listen to what that little guy or big guy wants. And reading between the lines is sometimes hard, because like, we know there are different styles, but he doesn't know that, so you have to start up with asking him a question where he wants to go. And on the Facebook group, I try to answer their question with that question, and often they got they don't know what to answer, or they contact me privately, like, are there more than one type? What do I have to start? Then I have to explain everything, and that's why I also made those videos about starting with Airsoft, choosing your rifle, different types of Airsoft. So now I can just redirect them to my video, and if they watch my video, they understand a little bit more what Airsoft is. Is it 90%, John? Is it 90% looking cool? I thought about 75 or something. Ligio, hey, myself, I knew from the start I wanted to be grunt infantryman, trench type soldier with my AK or M4, and I still am. That's nice. It's good that you find your thing that you like, and that you keep doing that. That's how it's supposed to be. And you're lucky that you can, well, lucky, it's good that you can do that. I am a big fan. Okay. Weird thing to say. You're a fan? Like a ventilator to cool down, or you're just a big fan? Okay. That was a bad joke. By the way, and the vocal, whenever you need me, I'm in a vocal. Okay, you can just, if you want to talk in the voice, you can talk in the voice. If you want to type, that's also fine. There's a little bit of delay in the chat. If you'd like to go directly ask me a question, you can just do that in the voice. It's better to let them try everything and then filter out that. Exactly, Sneaky, but that's not always what they want. And often on events, there is no time to give them the proper explanation. We're just growing playing dress up and the shooting with toys. Exactly, Wim. We don't have to think about a lot of ourselves. We're just boys with their toys. Bart, you're crazy and you know it, but I love you. Kiko, Airsoft, that's great. Still rare. Most beginners ask. That's great. Still rare. What's the best rifle to start with and stuff? How do you answer that if they don't know their own preference? Airsoft, that's great. So, exactly, Kiko. That's the thing that I try to explain. It's hard, and you have to explain the different things and go over that, and show them what you can do with it if you want to do it the right way. Or you can say, buy that, and if you don't like it, buy something else. But it's good for the stores. I'm not going to lie. Stores are going to like that if people come back and buy more stuff. But Airsoft is expensive. But remember, it's not my fault. Wim, I think it's a little bit your fault. For a start, I always recommend an AEG, HPA, GBR. Oh yeah, you forgot the comma. I do too, Captain. If Toothless, if you didn't see the video, I also made a video about what rifle to start with. It's an interesting video because I go over a lot of points why an AEG is the best starter thing. Yes, Lama, you're a big metal fan. I have a small metal fan. Payday 2 is quite cheap right now. 79 replay. Okay, Gale, buy it. I'm a big fan of Tokyo Mario, simply a good replica out of the box with recoil and where realism key and I'm not going to lie there, Tokyo Mario is pretty awesome. They have really good blowback systems. Sorry for big fan. Yeah, you wanted to enter and then you just sent the message, no worries. Just ask a friend to use some gear of them. Yes, for our Airsoft team we have kits ready where we can take people with us and show them how to play Airsoft with the kit that we use, like normal kit, like mid caps or mid caps. You use mid caps, a good AEG, camouflage pants, camouflage shirts, and just going with them, and we take them with us and we guide them through the day until they feel comfortable. And if they have any questions, they can come back to us. It's the best way of getting into Airsoft, but it's not the only way how people get into that. You don't have to say twice. Hari, boys with toys. Only thing that has changed from the actual boy days is that we have access to adult money now. Yeah, we all have that. Whiskey, that's the real problem. Yes, exactly. And Gail, you don't have to say it twice. Buy it. And that was the last thing that I wanted to talk about, because it's for me it's hard to explain people what to buy if you want to go into Airsoft. Well, the first thing is pretty easy. You have to have your safety is one important key where you have to start off, and that's also the thing where I tried to start off with after I explained them the different types is before you burn all your budget on your rifle, your clothing, what are you going to do with boots and safety gear? Well, boots are part of the safety gear. How are you going to protect your feet? Wait. Okay, I'm still on the banner. Okay, you can just watch out the fancy banner then. Sorry, I forgot to change my screen back. I'm gonna do it right now. Photoshop. There it is. I didn't write anything else in gear. We were just talking about it. Going back here. Yes, what was I saying? I lost my clutch. I lost my clutch because I was budget safety. Thank you, Dennis. Dennis, thank you. Don't burn all your budget on your rifle to look cool, because 90% is looking cool, as John said. But you have to spend money on safety. And you don't have to spend all your money on safety, but safety is really important. And I see people on Airsoft fields with the crappiest glasses. I see people on fields with sneakers, and then they sprain their ankle. Airsoft is hard, it's physical. Well, you have to run. Even the mesh goggles. I have been playing with mesh goggles for a long time. When I started playing Airsoft, that was the thing. if you wanted to play with full face protection, the only thing that you can buy was mesh goggle things. And I must say I never had a problem with it. The problem got worse when people start using heavier BBs and starting to shoot harder. And those things have no rating. So yeah, I bought myself a Push Unite mask. I also made a video about that. And for a lot of games, I use that mask because it's the only thing that doesn't fog up when I play Airsoft. All the other glasses fogging up like crazy. I tried a lot of stuff. I can make a whole video about the stuff that I used as a glasses. Now I find a good glass to play outside. Inside, it's fogging up. And with the paintball masks, it's working. It's working. Well, hold on. Chat is going fast. Or without face mask and losing teeth. Yes, I lost one of my teeth. This one, I do not recommend it. I had a really hard time finding the right masks that worked for me because I have a GoPro on my head, I have a headset on, I have my mask, and I had so many things on my head. It was really hard to find the right stuff that fit my thingy, my mouth. So I didn't wear one. I got shot on it. I played 13 years without getting shot on the teeth, but it happened and I lost one. But it got fixed. I got a lot of problems with it, but I got fixed. I got a lot of pain about it, so try to protect your head, your face, because you're going to get shot on your face. People like to buy $10 glasses and buy a $500 gun, Euro gun. Yes, that is correctly. People don't use their budget the right way. You don't have to spend 200 euros on the glasses. You have really good graded glasses that have a decent price. You just have to figure it out. Also, not every I'm going off track here, but not every glass that you can buy fits your head, so that's really important. If you have a head that is different shaped, for example, Lisa, her glasses are not always working for me because I can like stick my fingers through it and poke my eye. If you can do that, it's not safe for Airsoft. But for Lisa, it's completely snug onto her face. For me, I can poke every direction. I can poke it everywhere. Damn, those glasses are expensive. Yella is saying, yes, Lisa, you're correct. John, if you have $10 eyes, then get $10 glasses. Yes, you have only 2 eyes. Protect them. Yalla, I used good Loa boots and I still strained my ankle because I'm clumsy. Okay, but if you would not wear those boots and you did the same movement with your foot, it might have been broken and now you just strained it. Dennis, paintball mask secure enough for Airsoft? Actually, that's a good question. I looked it up when I was looking for a mask and I looked up the ratings. I can't remember what the ratings were anymore because full face masks fall into a different rating. I know one brand, that's the War Q helmet. Those have older ratings for paintball and Airsoft. I know that. For the other ones, I have to recheck it because I can't remember from the top of my head. Toothless, I always compare the price of decent glasses with the price of eye surgery. Yeah. It's important and we can't like argue enough with new people that eye safety, protect your eyes is really important. And I had a good talk about glasses with Wiley X. They took the time, they sent me emails with a lot of information about that. Maybe I have to make a video about that because it's really not that easy. Like for one example, because I can go on forever on safety things because it's not something that I'm an expert in, but maybe I would do a live stream and invite somebody from Wiley X and talk about safety glasses. Would that be something that you're interested? Let me know, then I can arrange something. But for example, a lot of people don't know that you have rating for your glasses, but you also have rating for the frame. And the rating for the glasses can be like the best of the best. But if you don't have a rating for your frame, you can just break your frame because it's not the right rating to get hits on it. So yeah, that's really important. Also, the rating that a lot of companies use don't fulfill the requirements for Airsoft. But as I said, I can go on for this for a long time, so I'm not going to go in too much detail about that. EN166A, yeah, but that's the European requirement. You also have the American one, and there's another one that also fulfills. And that's correct. The S and F is for glasses, B is for goggles, and A is for full face protection. And they all have a different rating category. Like glasses has a lower rated category than the goggles and full face protection. Jella Tooth Fairy will sponsor me some new teeth when I'm going to learn. Luckily I was insured when I lost my tooth, but if you don't have insurance and they shoot out your tooth, it's a really expensive stuff. I used to play basketball 4 years ago with sneakers. Used to spray my ankle every month. Once an army was you spray your ankle while shooting, okay? Glasses video, yes please. Okay, Kiko, I'm writing it down. I'm not going to say it's going to be out soon because I want to do it correctly and maybe do some tests and have an expert coming in and talking about it, because I'm no expert and those guys know what they're talking about. Glasses video. Wrote it down on my piece of paper. The army officer said this helps and pulled my ankle. Didn't help because, well, no, don't pull, no. He didn't give me a ride home. I bought proper basketball shoes. After that incident, they are started spraying. Damn, bro, you're just spraying everything. And yes, Gelt, safety is important. I use the Pyramix glasses I bought from Verage, but I haven't tested it if they're really safe. Check the rating that are on there. Yes, that's the, I think the American is the Unzi, Z87.1. That's the American, whatever name it is. Of course, it's correct. I know my shit. I use Oakley M-frame C ballistic glasses, and I use. I have no idea. Yes, exactly. Yeah, they talk about UNZI levels, but I don't know how the UNZI levels work, so I have to talk to an expert about that. While shooting people who are over me. How? Okay. I'm not asking questions anymore. But yes, we talked about everything that I talked about in my video about the different types of airsoft. We got a little bit sidetracked here with the glasses, but it's a really interesting topic that I will include. I will try to make a video about that because that's a really interesting thing. I will also include mesh masks. Because I know a lot of people are using mesh masks, especially also snipers are using it because they fog up really fast because they are covered with all the leaves and stuff. So I know a lot of people are using mesh masks. I have never seen a problem with them like in the game. I know there are stories about it. I know people are using all different kinds of stuff. So yeah, maybe I have to sit down and make a video about that. So that will be coming up in the near future. I also said I have the community tab now there on my YouTube channel. There will be some more information about that. So maybe I will be asking some questions about stuff in the community channel for the glasses video. So if you want to know more about that, just check out the community tab channel. I don't know if you're subscribed to the channel, you get notification if I post something. I have no idea if it works. We'll see. But for this video, I think we can conclude the things that I said, that I don't have to say more about that. I said my opinion about what I think about the types of airsoft in how I see them, and I hope I can talk about that with more people in the future, and we can hopefully set something up on a European or a worldwide level to just straighten everything out and have know that we know what we're talking about. So that if you go to a Milsim game in um, Sweden, you have the same. You can expect some kind of game. You can expect the same type of game as you go to play in Ukraine, for example. Yala, thank you for joining. It was really awesome having you here to talk about the Milsim part, and I think there was another one that was coming from the Speedsoft thing. I can't remember. I'm bad at names. Sorry about that. But yeah, I'm gonna stop the video right now. I'm gonna close something down because I don't need that. Save yes. Blah. Okay. And we'll see. One may. Bye, boy. I will ask that at the community tab. I'll do a poll about how many times you like to do those streams. Like, do we want to do this monthly? Do we want this 2 weekly? Do we want once a year? Yeah, those questions will be in the community tab. So yeah, we're gonna use that community tab a lot more in the future. I want to thank everybody here for watching and staying, and especially asking questions and what's the word? What's the word? Participating. For everybody that was participating in the chat about the different topics, and maybe next time I will don't forget to like and follow Verage. So yes, don't forget to like and follow, and also if you post something in the comments, things will rise up in the YouTube algorithm. I don't want to, whatever. If you like what you see, subscribe to the channel if you want to keep up to date to the stuff. If you like the video, like it, and especially if you like this type of video, come back next time and we will have some more fun. I want to wish you a very good evening, and I'll see you all for the next time for a video or a stream or a game or whatever. Other hand. Bye guys, have a good evening. Oh wait, I'm gonna show you the fancy picture. Fancy picture. Where is it? Background there.